This keyboard cost £500. This one, just over 100. But the real question is, can you really hear or feel the difference? Today we're comparing my Neo Ergo against a budget stacked acrylic Alice. One of them's a premium stealth focused build, whereas the other one built for minimal cost but maximum satisfaction. The Neo Ergo uses a gasket mounted soft POM plate. It's entirely built for softness and silence, with Haimu silent whispers, and smooth tactile switches that can barely make a sound. The Alice, it's a stacked acrylic Alice, visually striking but cost effective. Inside are Keebwerk Tacit switches, known for their deep tactility, tops with the HK Gaming muted keycaps. Functional, budget friendly and punchy. The Keebwerk Tacits are nearly identical to Duroc Shrimps, with them both being a recolor of their Silence T1s. All in, the Alice build cost just over £100. The Neo Ergo on the other hand cost nearly £500. Typing on the Neo Ergo feels soft and refined. There's a cloud-like smoothness and clean bottom out with barely any resistance, whereas the Alice build offers a completely different feel. There's more feedback, more force and more sound. The Tacits give a crisp bump, but they're far from silent. Originally, the objective for both builds was to make a silent, ergonomic office keyboard. But which one's better? Is it worth the price difference? The Alice build I originally did use in the office, but unfortunately I did get complaints that it was too loud, especially compared to those stock mainframe keyboards. The Neo Ergo on the other hand, completely silent. In the office as well, no one says anything and it's perfectly fine. The Alice's column staggered layout angles your hand inward. It feels instantly ergonomic, especially for long sessions. The Neo Ergo takes the same approach, instead supporting your wrists naturally with its tenting, adaptable, easy to transition to and forgiving over time. The Neo Ergo also came with a wrist rest, which I did pay extra for. I do think it's worth it. It matches the exact angle that the Neo Ergo itself is in, allowing me to type extremely comfortably on it. By comparison, your wrists rest below the keycaps on the Alice, making it a lot harder to get a much more comfortable position over time. Stacked acrylic layers on the Alice do reflect ambient light on the sides, however the top is matte. This can create a futuristic and almost sci-fi look. It's light, but it can feel a bit hollow. On the other hand, the Neo Ergo is understated and dense, made of a multitude of different materials. Aluminium, brass, the list goes on. Each Neo Ergo has many options to order. My one I particularly went for avocado green, just to match with the GMK Terra keycaps. There's also a lot more finishing options that you do get with this as well, but looks only go so far. Let's hear them. They're almost too quiet for the mic, so I've turned up the volume a bit. You might hear the room around me too. Overall, I much prefer the Neo Ergo. It's more sleek, more ergonomic, and just a much more pleasant experience. Though if you are on a budget, the Alice is honestly a no-brainer. The Alice is more poppy. That's down to the reflections of the stacked acrylic inside, whereas the Neo Ergo takes a more thocky approach thanks to its POM plate as well as the gasket mounting. There's less reverberations inside, giving it a more flat sound. Which one would you choose? The silent premium build or the budget board with a bite? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, please check out the rest of my series. Thanks for watching. This is KeebForge.